We're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Tamara.
And this is...
Ghoul Beans!
Tamara, it's been a morning. My cat was meowing starting at 5:20 in the morning.
Does she do that? Is Sammy like a meower like in that way?
No. So we go through phases where she likes to roam the outside world, and it's cute. I love watching her chomp on the grass. I'm a big fan. And then she gets like, she craves it, you know? She gets
it's a drug.
Yeah, she gets the shakes for the outside. And,
she's fiending for some grass.
And so this morning, for an hour and a half, she's like as if she's being taken by the devil himself.
Oh, I'm familiar.
And so I go to let Bo out, as I do each morning.
Classic.
Sammy's in the curtains and darts out and she like is outside screaming at me like, why didn't you let me out earlier? So.
Oh my god, we are also experiencing a monster that we've created. Our cat also likes to be outside. We now by law, I believe, are required to take her out twice a day. No less than twice. Because she knows when she's missing a trip. She says, I've only had one. And, like, we'll stand by our back door. Because the back door leads out into the yard. And we have a little, like, leash for her.
Yeah.
And we just, like, take her on walks in the backyard. Oh, my God. And she chomps the grass.
God, I love when cats chomp grass.
She looks so funny and cute. She looks so cute.
It makes me want to squeeze them.
She's also, like, her breed is known as being mousers.
Ooh.
And she's disgusting. Like, she'll go out there and, like, hunt mice. Like, you can see her, like, hiding in the grass, like, sniffing. She recently started digging in dirt for them.
That's adorable. Sammy stops at the chomping.
No, Maisie loves to be outside. I think that in her brain, she's like, this is where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
But
she's feeling the tigress in herself.
Yeah, like she's too cute. She would get stolen. If we just let her free roam. I don't like. We're in the city. Like, she could get chomped like by a rat. Like, I don't know what's out there. For
sure. She's gonna be like, I'm hunting you. The rat's gonna be like, I got you, bitch.
Yeah, literally like her size, like huge fucking rats.
But if a mouse ever gets into your house, you'll be set.
In our last apartment, she literally would not sleep. She would sit in the kitchen all day and night waiting for the damn mouse that she knew was in there. And then she brought it to us alive. And the tail was slapping her face. The screams I scrimped were unbelievable. I screamed. I was sitting on the couch with Mariel, immediately stood up onto the couch, was like, it's alive! It's alive! And then I started screaming and I ran into the bathroom and I closed the door behind me and Mariel was like, why would you leave me out here?
It's amazing.
And then we had to hunt down the mice, and then we, like, barricaded all the doors, and we didn't want it to get into our room. But then she killed it, so.
Well, that's good. That's so funny.
What coffee are you drinking?
What coffee, indeed. So I am drinking Starry Eyes by Dark Matter. It is their dark roast. The Unicorn Blood was the espresso roast. This is dark. It's not as good as the espresso. It's just not as smooth, which is what happens. Espresso is smoother, but the bag is really cool. It's got like a psychedelic goddess on it, so still recommend.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good. I am obsessed though with these Chobani oat milk creamers.
Did you just hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
That was my stomach.
Did you have milk this morning?
I'm having milk right now.
Literally.
Oh, I have to go. I have to let you go for 5. I have to. Oh my god!
Oh, no.
I am ashamed.
I have never seen quicker consequences of one's own action.
This is the price I pay. And you know what? I woke up this morning. I haven't pooped since this morning. I woke up and I was like,
"Oh my!" Since this morning.
I awoke, and I poop immediately.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I have the pod knows I have IBS.
The world knows.
Good. They can get out of my way. So every morning I'm very regular. Mm-hmm. And this morning I was like, damn, like I feel so weird. Like I didn't like think about it.
Yeah.
And then I have had some of the coffee that I'm drinking. And
is it MiraLAX?
It's like latte flavored MiraLAX. Imagine, can you fucking imagine I hold up a brown, like, disgusting glass of MiraLAX? Like, what the fuck is this? Give it a little swirl. Yeah, and then my stomach let one loud, like, you have about 15 seconds.
Yeah, we discussed it for like 5 seconds too long.
Like, I said that was my stomach and went, I gotta go shit right now.
So what is the MiraLAX flavor that you are drinking today?
So, that being said, I have had these before. And I like this brand, and I want to keep a positive relationship with this brand that did not give me diarrhea. It's the La Colombe vanilla canned lattes.
Let me out.
Yes. There is a lovely faculty member at my school who went out and got a bunch of stuff for people. And then I had asked for a single can of this, and she brought me a case. So I've been drinking these.
So awesome. They're good. Better than like the Starbucks ones is, I guess, what I'd compare to.
I prefer them over the Starbucks ones, but they're also significantly smaller than the Starbucks ones. Yeah. Starbucks ones are huge and hard for me to get through, and I like to have my cold coffee cold.
Yeah.
I really like these. They're not super like, I mean, it's not like a luxury, like, so it doesn't have that mouthfeel that you might be looking for. Yeah. But like, this is honestly pretty creamy and delicious.
Okay.
It's La Colombe coffee vanilla latte in a can. It says perfectly sweet and creamy. And I will say it is creamy.
I like that. So honestly, like, upscale wise, like, I was drinking, I don't even remember, like, International Delights, like, iced Oreo milk coffee. Yeah. So, like, I'm sure that's pretty advanced for me. Which they are delicious. I won't lie.
You know what? Marielle hates them.
Hates what? The La Colombe?
Yeah. I think it's because there's very, like, obviously less sugar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'll try that. That sounds really delightful.
They have them at Target.
Perfect. I will go there today and get them. I'm working on some merch for us today. That's my goal.
Wow.
Yeah, I am really excited. I've got a couple cool ideas that I am excited to show you. And
exciting.
Yeah. I forget what else I was talking about before the rumbly tumblies, but
what I was gonna say is that I'm excited to see what you've come up with. Mm-hmm. I also am excited because school's almost over. Like literally, the finish line is within. I can like literally see it. I'm like so close. Yeah. So that means school is almost over. Right. Both of them.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have talked about it because now it's about to happen.
For sure.
For the pod, my cat's screaming at the back door because she believes she deserves outside time. And totally for her. But not right now, girl. Give me 1 minute. Mommy needs a minute.
Mommy needs her juice.
Mommy does not need any more juice. Mommy should calm down on the juice, probably.
Oh my god.
How are things going with you lately?
Lately, it's been good, actually. I just met this woman in my company, and she is, like, ready to be, like, my mentor. And so I had a meeting with her yesterday, and I was just telling her how I got into, like, the tech industry, and she was like, oh, my God, your story is so inspiring, and blah, blah, blah. I'd love to, like, connect you with all these people. And I was like, this is not the meeting I thought we were about to have, but this is incredible. And she's just really cool because she's also a woman in the tech industry. Mm-hmm. And, like, she started back when she was saying, like, fax machines were prevalent. And, like, she specifically can remember the first time she hired a woman for a tech industry position. Wow. And, like, she was like, relatively not that long ago. Like, she's like, I've been in the field for 20 years. So the fact that that stands out to me, she's like, yeah. So it's really cool. A lot of cool opportunities, I think, coming my way with that. And, yeah, I feel really tired all the time. So I think I'm dying.
Yes. No, I was going to say, like, you just met how you were just mentioning all these new opportunities, which congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So I don't think Mariel told you, but they're enrolled in school again.
Oh,
to not pay for loans.
Of course.
And so they're going to get their master's in computer science.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know.
That stinks because they just finished and they were so pumped.
But their bachelor's is in hospitality and their master's is going to be in computer science. And the company that they're with right now is literally hospitality computer science.
Oh, yeah. So, it's literally perfect.
Yeah. And I'm very excited about that. I was like, period, because you're my retirement plan. So that's a joke, but not a joke at all, actually.
Understood.
And accepted. You know this.
Hey, I wish, I wish it was Matt getting the cybersecurity degree.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's cool.
And he can be a little nurse. There goes my hero. Speaking of that, it's Nurses Week. And
I know.
Robin.
Oh no, what happened?
Sorry. She's been sending me pictures of what they've been getting her for Nurses Week, and I've been sending her pictures of what I get for Teachers Week.
They're like, here, rest your weary bones with this moist towelette.
On Monday, they gave her a little bag of popcorn.
Shut the fuck up. No, that's so real. Because she works in a hospital, right? Hospital nurses literally getting shit on, literally getting, like, battered by patients. Literally,
I believe she's a charge nurse.
15 hours a day to, like, literally nothing, right? And I remember Matt would get nothing. Bags of popcorn, if that. He works at this nice little clinic now where his job is like 1/100th of what he had to do. And they literally, yesterday was Monday, they had a little therapy puppy come in. Everyone got to pet. On Monday, they had Panera come in. They got little goodie bags. A lot of people got sweatshirts. A lot of people got massages. So, yeah, no. And he's getting paid more money to do this than he is to run around for 12 hours straight. I was like,
thank God.
Yeah, no.
That's the
everyone
dream.
Should do it. Every nurse out there should quit the hospitals. Maybe then they'll fucking do something about shit.
Do you ever think that what happens if you finally get done? Like, you're at the finish line for your cybersecurity, Michigana.
Uh-huh.
And this pops off, and now we do this full time.
I know. I do think about that, and I wish it would.
I was like, damn, like, you would have a choice to make because you
I know.
just spent all that time and effort doing cybersecurity.
I wish it would. In fact, I feel like it will only because I'm like, oh, I still want to do like cybersecurity. And the fact that I still want to do it is the reason that it'll happen.
Yeah. Like I was sitting there the other day thinking about like, oh, like because I registered for school in you have to like re-register or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'm forcing myself to like actually like do school.
Right.
This semester doesn't count. But I've been literally like stressed and like the first anyway, whatever. I've been doing this for so long and I'm not a school person, which school isn't for everybody. And what happens if this pops off? And I just like spent years upon years of like being on my laptop.
For sure.
You too, bitch. You're in the same boat as me.
I will continue to go to school. I will go straight for my doctorate. I am not paying student loans. I will never pay these off.
That's literally a huge, also like a benefit of me actually taking forever is that I do not have to pay my loans. Literally.
I was like, every semester I've been like stressing because I'm like, if I take 2 or 3 classes at a time, because they're hard, but like, I was like, if I take 2 or 3 at a time, I can get it done quicker. And then Matt's like, okay, well, you have full-time work and you have ghoul beans and you have also like the want to like have a balanced life. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, and the longer you stay in it, the longer you don't have to pay loans. And I was like,
that is so
one
real.
class a semester, 1 class a quarter.
That is so real. I also feel like I want a balance.
Yeah.
What's been happening is that I've actually become so busy, but it is positive. So like my brain like doesn't want to be like an ingrate.
Yeah.
But like I've become so busy that like I start to get like like emotional. Like I'll sit down and be like, I wish I had literally like a 3-hour little gap just to like I'm having to schedule my cries.
Oh no. See, I can't do that.
I love my job and I like what's going on in my life. And I'm actually in a good, I think I've mentioned this before. I'm like in such a good, healthy place, but also like a little bit too busy that now like the dark despair shadows of my brain have time to come to the forefront.
For sure. Well, I think like you and I used to overschedule ourselves to run from the dark shadows. And now that we're in a healthier place, too much no longer is like an escape from that. It's like that's when they can come out because it like is almost reminiscent of like running from them. So yeah, you probably need to like maybe not go out with your teachers and like breathe, paint, do something like that.
No,
in order
it's
to breathe.
So true. You're absolutely right. I need to not go out with them. But also there is this pressure because of the relationship we have. Like we are a third party in that school. So like we are special because we're so deeply integrated with them that it's like no other campus or whatever you want to call it has a relationship with their school like we do. Yeah. And they point to us in these meetings. They'll be like, and you know what? And look at Tamara and Tamara's boss. Mm-hmm. They're killing, and so we're like, but we're also like, I'm so tired. Speaking of dark despair demons.
Yeah.
Today's episode.
Oh, wow. Way to transition.
Thank you. Is a local lore.
It is. I'm really pumped. I did Joliet is my local lore.
Oh, iconic. I did an area of Wisconsin.
Amazing. Do you want to go first or second?
I think I'll go second.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's hit it off. Local lore. Also, side note, I found in Joliet, there's a jail that does haunted tours. So we could totally do that for a local lore live.
Oh my God. Love that. Oh, also side note, when we go to Seattle next week, I'm leaving on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're going to it's called the Haunted Pike Market, like, tour. And they give you drinks and they talk about the haunted history.
Amazing.
I know,
okay,
so I'll
remember
be able to talk
everything.
about that.
Yes, please. That's incredible. I'll have to do something ghostly while you're gone. I'll channel the spirits. Okay. So, for my local lore, I did the Rialto Theater in Joliet. It is currently a performing arts theater. It was originally made in 1926 as a movie palace, which is what they called it back then. It wasn't just like a movie theater. It was a movie palace,
The
baby.
movie palace.
Oh, the talkies were at the movie palace. This theater is actually really cool because at its current state as a performing arts center, it is still one of the top 10 theaters in the country, like most beautiful theaters.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it is also considered one of the most beautiful performing arts centers in North America. So, I'm right in Joliet. I would never imagine. So the lobby is designed after the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. And there's a large dome with one of the largest hand-cut crystal chandeliers.
This is like, it's giving Shed Memorial.
For no goddamn reason, Joliet was like, let's
create a palace.
Let's just do it, I think.
If you're going to do it.
In the 1980s, it was saved from destruction and disarray and turned into the current performing arts center that it is today. That is literally the only history I'm going to talk about because there are so many ghosts here. So many.
Shit.
Rampant. So the ghosts are all considered long-standing ghosts, have been around for a very long time, and they're all very well known, not only in lore, but also with the staff. People just are like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. Good day to you, so-and-so. And it's a general assumption that all the ghosts either worked there before, performed there, or spent a lot of time there, which I guess is kind of a general assumption for all ghosts. But like,
this one's a recent ghost.
But they just think that like they have a special connection to the theater, and that's why they feel so comfortable interacting with humans when they're trying to interact.
Interesting. You don't hear that very often.
Right. It's normally like a place that they hold special, so that's why they're there. But like, it's everyone who has had experiences there, works there, say that, you know, they have to just really enjoy being here because they're really comfortable. And none of the ghosts seem angry or malicious or anything. None of the ghosts that I'll mention. So, there are 4 common ghosts in the place that people see. The first one is named Vivian. She hangs out in the back dressing room and is believed to be a former performer of the theater.
I already love Vivian.
She's incredible. She dances on stage. She's out and about. She's living her best life. Countless eyewitnesses see her floating around the theater, and there have been recordings of her speaking to people in the dressing room.
I love Vivian.
Yeah, she's a star, baby. She's got a feather boa.
She's a star. Vivian.
She's like, la da da, yeah, papa, in a flapper dress.
Give me the old razzle dazzle.
Come on, Viv.
Viv.
Love Viv. It's a cute name. I like the name Vivian.
Yeah, me too.
The next ghost that is seen is the bride, or the lady in white. She is seen on the back staircase mostly when there are weddings, and they're not the bride. But she's always wearing white, which is why they call her the bride. She's also seen roaming the balcony, and she plays the organ when people are around.
Whoa. I like the play on the lady in white being a bride. And
they have weddings in this theater a lot. And so the fact that she's like, this is, I think it's Vivian. She's just like, I'm the star here.
Yeah. She would say, this isn't Vivian?
No, this is a different woman. But I think it's Vivian. And she's like, oh, the main role here is bride? I can do that.
Don't mind if I do.
The next ghosts, they are it's a man and a woman, and they're commonly seen in the balcony, and it's believed that they fell to their death from the balcony. So they are just seen walking around up there. And then the 4th common ghost is a little boy, and he goes by the name Colin or Kevin. Different places that I looked at said different things. But he runs around and causes havoc, and he tugs on your clothes, pokes you,
Ew.
pulls your hair,
Hate
and
Colin.
then like people hear children's laughter when like there are no children around. So Colin's yucky. Legend says that Legend says that it was a little boy who got hit by a car in like the streets of downtown Joliet, and he ran to the theater and ended up like dying in the lobby. So that's what people say, but there's no actual physical like evidence or reports that
The
actually
name
happened.
Colin is significantly scarier than the name Kevin.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Colin. That's what I
Yeah.
thought too. I read Colin and I was like, ew. And then one report said Kevin, and I was like, oh well, Kev, okay.
Yeah. Kevin's a weedy. Colin's a Victorian scary ghost child.
Colin. So that is like the main 4 ghosts. Other experiences people have had. There was one time there were 2 prominent local politicians on stage having some sort of presentation, and very secure Christmas decorations came crashing down right in between them. And it's just said that like stuff kind of like loosens up and stuff there. Could be faulty securing, but whatever. Icy cold spots are known to happen around the theater, as well as things moving on their own. Seats have been known to like drop down, so they're the theater seats that are like in the upright position. So seats have been known to like, as you're walking by them, like drop.
That gave me
Disgusting.
chills. That
Yeah.
was that's a scary, like, if you were to make like a ghost movie in a theater, that would be one of them. That like maybe there's one seat that's down.
Yeah, exactly. Blah. Nasty. Staff and managers have experienced whispers and voices when they are the only people in the theater at the time. There's like a back office area, and black shadows often are seen walking down the hallway there. A lot of like all the staff has corroborated this.
Ew, spooky.
Yeah. Doors will open and close by themselves, and there was a psychic that came, and he said that there's some male spirits that like to stand on the edge of the balcony, especially when people are like coming to watch a performance, and he said that they like to watch the beautiful woman who dances on the stage. And so I think that's Vivian. I'd say that's
Vivian.
She's got some fans.
I stand Vivian.
On top of, so the theater itself holds like ghost hunting things there. And so in some of these, they caught a video of the fly rail ropes, which is like if you're on the backstage, like that wall of ropes that is usually tied to like stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they caught a video of it, and they said it looked like someone was playing the strings, the ropes, like a harp. Like they were being plucked and like shaken.
No.
And they're like thick ass ropes. Like
No.
Yeah. This guy.
You know what that does? That like if you're like pulling your hand on a fence, right? Like that kind of. So that triggers a memory of my original haunted apartment, that we call the Lakewood apartment.
Yeah.
The studio.
Yeah.
There were streamers up for my birthday, and I have a video of one streamer going fucking crazy, and it's not on the end. It's one streamer in the middle, like going insane, and the rest of them are perfectly still. That gives me the
disgusting.
Creeps.
Yeah. Well, that just gave me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, that's what they.
Yeah.
And they said that when they do go there, it's easy to catch EVPs of spirits answering questions, like answering the questions they're asking. And someone also caught footage of like disembodied legs walking through the theater.
Sorry, my mouth just dropped for the pod.
And then, as a special little treat that I got excited for, the show Ghost Hunters actually went and investigated this site. And you know my love of Ghost Hunters.
Yeah, you love Ghost Hunters.
Honestly, I think I remember the episode. I mean, I think I did before. So they visited in 2012, and they saw a lot of stuff, but they saw shadows in the coat room area. They were on the stage, and they saw a shadow like running around the theater seats, like running.
Ew. The thought of sorry, I just I'm like, you're forcing the image in my brain of a little shadow thing running, and I'm like fighting it. Like my brain's like, no.
I saw you like close your eyes and lean forward, like bracing.
Stop.
Defense. And they caught an audio of children, or one child laughing in the auditorium as well. Which is nasty because obviously no children were there investigating.
Although, you know what? Ghost shows, I know you're listening, there is a market there. Bring a child with you that's been signed off by a parent.
Yeah.
Who's not fair. Like afraid, who's chilling. I'm sure there's like child paranormal hunters.
I'm sure.
And that's going to trigger Colin. And like
that's fair.
Other children, etc. Child ghosts. I feel like
they'd also just be able to see, like, bring a fucking baby and see what it does. Like, just follow its finger as it points to stuff.
Oh yeah, like look where it's staring. Like bring a cat.
Yeah. We should host a ghost show. And the really cool thing is they actually caught video evidence of an apparition in the balcony. So they have, like, video footage you can go online and see, and it's, like, a literal shadow walking around the balcony, which is
he was here to
disgusting. He was like, where the fuck is Viv? Who are you guys?
I'm interrupting something, obviously.
So, yeah, that is the Rialto Theater in Joliet.
I would love to go.
We should go on one of, like, the ghost hunting tours. That'd be so cool. I think a theater in the dark is disgusting.
Me too.
I think theaters in general are creepy. I think there's just like a lot of energy in theaters because of like all the shows and all like there's a ton of in theater lore about different stuff, and so I just
Abe Lincoln.
Well, I was more talking about like how they leave like the light.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of Abe Lincoln, for example.
It's old Abe that gotcha.
It was. That was so funny. It just was very unexpected. But
I was like, what are some horrible theater things? Like Abraham Lincoln. Why did they make us learn that so many times? Like, why are we constantly learning about how Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in theater? It feels like
two things you need to know about good old honest Abe is that he stopped slavery wrong, and he got murdered in a theater, bitch. Like,
yep. And he wore a little top hat.
No good deed goes unpunished is what they're trying to teach.
That's so fucked up. Well, thank you so much for telling us about the Joliet Theater.
Thank you for once again reminding me of Abe Lincoln's death.
I always say that I'm an infinite portal of miscellaneous knowledge. I just know a lot about I know a little bit about a lot of stuff.
Oh, man.
Although maybe that's like, I wonder if that's, not to bring it back to Abe Lincoln, but I wonder if that's like required. We should have done Abe Lincoln. That's local.
And did you know he died in a theater?
What I was going to say is I think that it's probably required teaching for Illinois students to learn about how Abraham Lincoln came to be and also was shot in a theater. I mean, I'm sure other states learn about it, but because it's Illinois,
that's so true.
I'm sure it's like, you have to learn about Abe Lincoln. Like, why do I know about his son Todd? Like, I shouldn't have to know about Todd Lincoln.
I don't know about Todd. I didn't learn that.
Oh, you didn't learn about Todd.
I probably learned about Todd. I was probably too
focused on Abe.
Okay. Where did you bring us? Where in Wisconsin?
Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin.
Ooh, like the butter.
Yes.
Let's talk about lore.
Exactly like the butter. Okay, so the location I'm talking about is the Summerwind Mansion in Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin.
I already hate it. Summerwind Mansion.
Girl, you're about to fucking hate it.
I'm scared. Okay, go.
So originally, the land was scoped out by John and Alma Frank. And that area of Wisconsin is idyllic. And I imagine way back in 1912, it was even more so. Mm-hmm. So they bought the property around one of the 34 lakes called West Bay Fishing Lodge. And it was like very beautiful, right on, obviously, the water. Mm-hmm. And it consisted of a main house and 4 cabins.
Okay. Yuck.
So it was $5 a night.
Wait, I'm sorry. What time of the world is this?
1912.
Thank you. Ugh. Okay.
What time of the world? So in 1912, they created the West Bay Fishing Lodge by the lake. It was $5 a night, which today would equal about $140 a night.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So it was, she was a little bouge. They ran it for a few years for Chicagoans mainly, because part of Chicago, obviously the part that's like on the lake, was still being like built, and the lake was accessible, but it wasn't like, I mean, if you don't know Lake Michigan, look it up. It's literally one of the biggest lakes. It's a great lake. Like, it's not like these, like, the Land of Lakes. So they ended up only running it until 1916. Alma Frank kept getting weird vibes from it, but nothing, like, super documented. So they only ran it for 4 years.
No, shut up. Okay. They ran it for 4 years, and she was like, actually, I'm okay. Mm-mm.
In 1916... the Lamonts. Robert Lamont bought all the land, which consisted of more than 80 acres.
Okay. 80 acres. Okay, bitch.
The Lamonts had to renovate extensively because they wanted to make this a home, like a summer home. I couldn't find anything about what they did with the cabins. They might have just like bulldozed them, but they kept the main house.
An 80-acre... I'm sorry. I will literally not let you finish the story. 80 acres for your summer house? Could you even imagine?
No.
I just want something
He
small
was into
and quaint
politics.
to go to.
From what I read, he was into politics and, like, you know, scheming and all that stuff. So, yeah, they had to renovate, and they ended up, like, renovating mostly themselves, I believe. Okay. It took 2 years for them to finish all the renovations.
Damn.
So it's now 1918 because they bought it in 1916.
Okay.
It's not what we would consider a mansion today. You know, it's one of those.
Yeah.
But there were 20 rooms.
Okay.
It had a servant's quarters. It was not super huge. And apparently it originally had boat docks even.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. One night during dinner.
Oh, no.
They started to, like, feel a vibe.
Okay.
And Mrs. Lamont and Mr. Lamont were sitting down, and in the corner they saw the door to the basement start opening.
No, my face is just wet. I am literally crying scary tears.
It starts opening, and they got freaked out. Mr. Lamont, like, walks up to the door, looks down, and sees an intruder. He shoots twice through the door, like, the door's, like, kind of open. Through the door, shoots twice.
Yeah.
And after the second shot, the intruder disappears. So, I have chills. So, They were so horrified by this because apparently you could see, like, his face, like, it looked like a human was in their house, like, going to, like, you know, intruding. Yeah. They were so freaked out they completely abandoned it. Literally, how you say, you're like, I would just be gone. That's literally what they did.
They so proud of them.
Literally dipped, and this is true. There were bullet holes in the door. Like, they literally, So, important backstory to that is that the servants, they all knew, and they would all tell each other that it was haunted, and they all would express that they heard crazy shit, or they'd see shadows going around, and you'd hear people running, like, that. in my opinion, from their accounts, it sounds like poltergeist level shit. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just like, I felt ooky spooky. It was like, I feel like sucked into this hole of darkness.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. In 1948, it was bought by the Keepers.
Ugh, that's a horrible last name.
Horrible last name. It took the better part of a decade to fix it.
Okay. Right, because it was just sitting there for
Yes, for
years.
a long time. Miss Keeper hated it. Mm-hmm. It was empty for 10 years before they found it even. It had been ruminating. All the staff were dismissed. This mansion had been sitting there for 10 years. And then the Keepers found it, and they began renovations, which I want to know why people keep moving here and renovating it.
I don't know, man.
So Miss Keeper hated it. She said she was very weary of the place the whole time.
Yeah.
Women's not even women. To me, this is beyond women's intuition. Like, it's very clearly haunted.
For sure. I feel like you have to tell me that people were in there for 4 years and fled and left it. You tell me they left it abandoned for any amount of time, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not going there then.
Yeah. So they wanted to, because she was so weary, like they couldn't handle it. Mm-hmm. They kept hiring contractors. It kept falling through. People would show up and leave. People would run out of money before they could finish the job. They couldn't keep staff on the property. So they started trying to sell it. Mm-hmm. All of the sales would fall through. People would show up and leave. Like, they could not get rid of it, and they were, like, freaking out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Until the Henshaws.
Oh, man.
Yes. So, Miss Henshaw had a friend who lived in the Land O'Lakes area, and they were adventuring, and she said, let me show you this, like, abandoned mansion.
Me and you?
Yeah. And of course, Miss Henshaw was like, amazing. Let's go see it.
Yeah.
Brings her to the mansion. Miss Henshaw claims that she feels called to it.
Oh, hell no.
She loves it. Immediately becomes obsessed with it.
That's so scary.
And she wanted it. And so she went knock, knock, knocking on Mr. Henshaw's bedroom door and said, come look at this mansion. I want to buy it. Mm-mm. He goes to see it. He's obsessed with it. He loves it. Yes. Yes. They have 2 daughters, 9 and 6, if I'm remembering correctly. Mm-hmm. And they are 9 and 10. One of them's 9. That's
if there's one thing I know, she's 9.
She's 9. They have 2 daughters. The 2 daughters hated it.
For sure.
Did not want to move, but so young, they don't have a say.
No.
So in 1969, look, it started in 1912. In 1969, the Henshaws bought it.
That's what, and literally, like, over 80% of its lifespan, it's been abandoned. Like, that's wild.
Yes, or being built, or being empty and gutted.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, continue.
They also had trouble finding workers who would work on it because they kept getting so scared they would leave.
Stop. Did the workers say, like, they would see stuff?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So now we're into what was going on in the Summerwind Mansion, the reports. Oh. So this is the juicy stuff.
God, Tamara, this is amazing.
The people who were housekeepers and the people who eventually lived there, the Henshaws have reported this.
Okay.
That there are voices in other rooms. That when you step into the room, they'll stop. Uh-huh. That you can hear a room coming from your bedroom, and you'll hear it the whole time that you walk up until you walk in there, and then it cuts off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There were cold spots, and which are classic cold spots, and wind that would blow through rooms.
Shut up.
It would push your hair.
No, I just got full body chills.
They had become so used to these ghosts. There was a woman who lived in a ghost woman that lived in their home with them, that they would see in the dining room so often they named Matilda.
Oh my god.
Yes. That they said that they would be they reported that they would be eating dinner and you would just see Matilda, like, because it was one of those dining rooms that it's like a French door dining room.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's glass and you would just see her walking past.
Oh my god.
Oh, they felt followed,
Mm-hmm.
watched, and described being in rooms that were suddenly dark, that shadow figures would emerge from darkness.
Ew.
Remember a few episodes back I said that the thing that was in my demon house looked like a person moving in a dark room?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what they were living with. Like,
Ew.
rooms becoming dark and then people moving in the rooms.
That's so gross.
Furniture was also known to move. Miss Henshaw had a bunch of paint swatches, and she like sat them on a chair to look at them, and she kept like taping them onto the wall, you know, because they were renovating and having to do it themselves because no one would help them.
Right.
And she reported that she turned back to grab a paint swatch, and the chair was across the room.
Shut up. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm sobbing. I'm literally sobbing.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Stop. I just need a moment.
Imagine.
No, I will not. I don't know what you do in that situation other
I
than
would
die.
I literally would have turned and saw the chair and screamed and ran backwards so I could keep looking at the chair. Because there's no way that I'm putting paint swatches on this chair, reaching back and grabbing them, and it's all the way the fuck over there now.
No. I don't want my body to do anything but black out after that.
Please save me from this nightmare.
Sure.
Their water heater broke, and then they would hire somebody to come fix it, and it would start working when the person showed up.
Oh, tricky little bitches.
Tricky little bitchy. The windows, this was a really common occurrence. The windows were known to fly open and shut all the time.
No.
So often that they eventually, almost all of them, were nailed shut.
Oh my god.
Yes. Bitch, that is too much.
And she's like, I love my little spooky house.
Everyone since the Franks have been like, there's a vibe here. Something's off.
This is not my favorite place. Which, if they were the ones that built it, the Franks, right? Like, that's, that's land spirits. So, like, you're gonna want to get the fuck out.
And, like, think about this. Like, the people who moved there brought things from their dead relatives with them.
Oh, that's so true. And left it.
And water's a portal, and it's the Land of Lakes.
Yeah, so whatever, like, kind of, like, environmental or just, like, whatever happened there before, whatever kind of, like, death might have occurred just in the land.
Yep.
Add on everybody's spooky stuff and then leaving it to ruminate. And then all the water, all the, nasty.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Mr. Henshaw reported that one night one morning, actually, like really early morning, he was headed out to his car. And some of the reports said it was raining outside, that he noted it was raining outside, but some of them didn't. So take that with what you will. But he went out to his car and he opened his car door and the car started on fire.
Shut up.
Under the hood started smoking and flames started coming out.
Just when he opened his car door.
Yes.
I also forgot that it was the 70s/80s because in my head, the Henshaws are still wearing, like, corsets and like.
Oh, yeah, no. This is the 70s.
That's wild. Ugh.
It's the 70s when they're seeing Matilda. It's the 70s when the furniture moved across the room.
That's too recent for me.
During renovation, one of his daughters snuck behind a wall and found a human skull with black hair still attached to it.
That I can't. So shit was going on. It wasn't just...
Oh, let's get into that, right?
Yeah.
Which one? It was either the Franks.
Yeah.
The keepers, which
Yeah.
it's giving keeper.
It's giving keeper based off name alone.
Name alone. The Lamonts.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually giving Lamont.
The Lamonts. Yes. It's giving Lamont.
Oh my god. But hair's still attached. Like, realistically, it's probably giving keeper. Like, just based off of timeline, you know? Or does hair stay attached to skeletons for a while?
Hair never goes away. So,
really?
like, yeah, like, when you die, your hair keeps growing for a while.
Ugh.
And so do your nails.
I'm upset.
I don't know. After I went back and looked at the Lamonts, I'm like, I feel like it's the Lamont.
Yeah. They seem like they were torturing and, like, hiding bodies. Just off name alone.
Yeah, they found a skull with black hair. This house allegedly started negatively affecting Mr. Henshaw. Like, bad. That he became fucking weird. Like The Shining weird.
Like Amityville.
Yeah.
Ew.
Like, it started to make him like a bad person. And he was very short-tempered, became like, just literally think of like Jack from The Shining. Like, suddenly is turning into a new bad guy.
Yeah.
There is one story of the daughter's pet raccoon.
Okay. Oh, amazing.
The pet raccoon got out of the house.
Okay.
Mr. Henshaw was pissed. Started like berating everyone, and in the middle of the night forced his kids to go into the woods, and they were not supposed to come back until they knew where the raccoon was, or they brought the raccoon.
Oh my god.
They brought it back. They found it and brought it back, and he kills the fucking raccoon.
Oh no. And was he like a nice guy until this?
Yes. That was like so out of character.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
So, in the end, there is a documentary about this house.
Is there?
Yes. I kept saying that, like, in the documentary, like, that mansion after their death has been empty.
Shut up. No one lives in there.
No one lives there.
Okay. Summerwind Mansion. That was spooky, dude.
Spooky dookie dook.
That was good. You found a really good one.
I was, like, nervous that it was, like... Because, I mean, obviously, Wisconsin has so much land. I didn't want to find anything that was, like, it's built on a Native American burial ground.
For sure.
It's so stereotypical and, honestly, based on racism.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, let me find... I know that there were settlers here.
Exactly.
But they're not even settlers. This was 1912. How many hands has it passed through that we don't even know about? Like, informally passed through.
Exactly.
Like, they couldn't sell it, so what... Was there somebody watching over the house? They would not... Like, the keepers, I believe, wouldn't go back to the house.
Yeah. So I'm sure there were people there, like, watching over, experiencing stuff. I'm sure, like I was saying also, like, it's a very... like, it's the land of lakes. It's got, like, the forest and all the lakes there. So I'm sure, like, there's also very, like, environmental spirits out there as well, you know? Like...
And since, like, I am a believer that lakes are, like, bodies of water are portals.
Yeah.
And, like, leaky pipes and all that stuff. The land lake, I mean, their area alone was 80 acres. Imagine how many acres the Land O'Lakes is spread across.
Oh, my God. For sure.
So... If something happened at lake number 1, it might be affecting lake number 37.
That's so fair. Ugh, that's so nasty. I can't.
And so, like, let's say none of the lakes are occupied. You found a nice little spot where nothing... And it knows you're there.
Yeah.
All them bitches, and you built into the ground?
Yeah.
No. But see, the thing is, this is not relatable because I would have never done this.
Here's the problem with this story. I can't relate.
Yeah, a lot of this, I'm like, oh, I simply would have just, like, never done it.
I would never be Miss Henshaw and been like, oh, this calls to me, so obviously I'm going to follow that, because that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? A building, I'm sorry, out there, listeners in the world, A building, a thing, it should never call to you. If something's calling to you, screen that call, baby, because you don't want it.
Like, something that speaks to you is different.
Yes.
You can tell the positive vibes. Like, guys, let's be fucking realistic.
Right. Well, like, that's the thing. Okay, if you can give me a reason for why it's speaking to you. Like, if you're like, I love the sun and the way it looks. It's so cute.
The lilacs.
Like, yes. It's, I love the bay window and the inside. It's kind of gross, but, like, I can vision, like, what I want to do here. It's so cute. Mm-hmm. Very different than, like, this creepy-ass abandoned mansion that in no way, shape, or form is appealing. For some reason, I need to be inside of it actually right now. Like, that's different.
She went and told her husband, I'm obsessed with this house. I want it right now. And he was like, okay, let's go look at it. Went and looked at it, and he went, me too.
Right. No, bitch. Like,
And there was no third party. There was no third party to grab them by the shoulders and be like, do you hear yourselves? Like, this doesn't sound right.
Right. It's
except for their daughters.
For 10 years.
And then one of them found a skull.
Yeah. And they had their fucking raccoon, which I love that they had a pet raccoon, murdered in front of them by their psycho father. So what happened? Did they leave? Did they move out? Did they die there? Like, let
me do a quick fact check because I don't want to be inaccurate.
Because, like, if the dad was just, like, cray poupon forever, that sucks.
Cray poupon. Iconic. Oh, my God. This thing that I just Googled said that the area had been known to be haunted since 17-something, bitch.
Oh, no. So I told you, Jebediah and his sons are there.
Sorry, let me go back. I was just thinking about fuck. Oh my God. Okay, so listen to this. It had been left empty, but fate took care of the problem 3 years later. On June 19th, in 1988, the neighbors claim a raging storm whipped through Vilas County. They watched in awe as a lightning bolt struck Summerwind, which started a flame. The house was completely consumed by fire, and no one tried to save it.
Oh?
I literally cannot even fathom standing there with all your neighbors, knowing that house is fucking haunted, and you don't let your kids go there, and you don't even like to look at it at night, and there's a raging storm, and you hear the thunderbolt. You look out and see that it was struck by lightning, and it's in flames. Like, you see it in, like, the haunted house is in flames.
I feel like that's probably such a relief. They're like, good. Yeah.
Yes. I bet you they were all like, they closed the curtains and like, somebody will deal with that.
Horror movie level, like, and it's good. And it's over.
Yeah. Like, so, go back to bed.
The Henshaws did move then.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Okay, so the Henshaws moved. The dad probably got back to normal, and he was like, I'm sorry about your raccoon. Rocky raccoon.
3 years. But it was in 1988. So 3 years before that is when they left.
Damn.
So so they were there from 1969 to 1984.
That's
85.
So long in a haunted house. That's the longest anyone stayed in there, I feel like.
That's how long I lived in a motherfucking haunted house.
That's fair.
Wow. I'm glad I fact checked that. I was like, because I got excited by how haunted it was. Yeah. I didn't look up like the resolution. So I'm glad I saw that. What a good.
I guess we can't go visit it.
No.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight for sure.
Of Matilda and Colin.
I don't even know. Honestly, it's like I'm going to have nightmares of like the chair moving far away. You know, it's like that is almost scarier, you know?
Yeah.
Blah. I say that, but I don't want to see anything.
Yeah. Like the intruder.
Yeah. Oh, and they just were like, peace the fuck out.
And
if my gun couldn't do it, we're leaving.
And back then, yeah. If your gun can't kill it, you gotta go.
Honestly, same.
Yeah. And the voices calling you to a room, and you go look, and there's nothing. And it honestly, like, it's like cold.
Yeah. No. Hell no. Hell fucking no. Oh my God.
The car burst into flames.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Honey, I don't know what happened. I opened my door and the car set on fire. Must be a hot day out there.
That was the 70s.
I know. No, he should have been a little more suspicious and not lived in the house for 10 more years. Wow, that was a lot. Thank you so much. That was a really good story.
Thank you.
Yuck.
Yeah. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys take it. If you ever, are you from Wisconsin? Let us know. Write us at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com. Yeah. And let me know if you know about Matilda or any other spooky stories.
Yeah, give us more local places that you know are super haunted, or if you've ever had an experience there. That'd be cool. You can also DM us on Instagram at ghoulbeanspodcast.
Also DM us at ghoulbeanspodcast on Instagram. Let us know if you know any local haunts. Again, we are in Chicago. We're a Chicago-based pod. So we're two Midwest ghoulies.
Yeah. We're trying to expand beyond the Chicago horrors because, like, we could talk about every Chicago building and be like, it's also very haunted.
Yeah.
So,
but
trying to reach the towns, trying to reach everything, even expanding into Wisconsin,
which is I think that we should start like dip our toes into crossing state lines.
Definitely. Yeah.
Except I'm not going to Indiana. Sorry. I'm not going to Indiana.
Sorry.
Thank you guys for joining
and spilling the
ghoul beer.